Hi, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Real or Real podcast. Yay!
Yay!
This is a podcast where we like to tell each other spooky or true crime stories or just weird stories in general. And the other person has to figure out whether it is a true report or if it is the fictional storyline to something. So, my name is Bone Dragon, and joining me, as always, is the ever lovely
Pixie Dusty.
Apparently, we're being haunted by the ghost of Pixie Dusted's self-respect.
Ooh, hey.
All right. Well, today we have a pretty interesting story. It's another ghost story. Yay! And let's see here. I don't think that there's any major trigger warnings for this one, except for maybe workplace accidents and the 1920s value of African Americans in the night, to rich people.
Oh. So the oppression of minorities is what you're trying to say.
Sure, yeah. Just like a passing remark about it. It's a quote.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the story.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story.
All right, so today we are taking a trip to Colorado.
Please no.
Do you know anything about Colorado?
Marijuana is legal?
Besides that,
There's no?
Neither one of us smokes weed, so.
They have mountains?
I mean, they do.
And snow?
And snow, yes. That is very true.
They do skiing things there. Perhaps a downhill slalom?
Hang on.
How do you say how do you say that?
We're
not.
I think it's slalom.
Maybe cut that out.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't say that word very often.
Colorado.
So.
That's where the Rockies are?
I think it's close.
The Rocky Mountains.
You know what Colorado does have?
What do they have?
It is a place called the Stalwart Hotel.
Okay.
Yes, it was opened in 1909 by Peter Stalwart. It was meant to be a high-end resort for wealthy tourists. Whenever it wasn't in tourist season, the Stalwart was used as a retreat for people who had contracted tuberculosis.
That makes sense because the consensus at the time when tuberculosis was such a major issue was that if people went to higher altitudes, the air was supposed to be cleaner and it would help with their breathing.
Exactly, but it's the hotel. The reason why the hotel did this is because the guy that owned it had a Peter Stalwart.
He had a Peter. I'm sorry.
His name was Peter Stalwart.
Peter.
And he whenever you're done.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so
these are the jokes, folks.
The reason why the hotel became basically a hospital or a sanatorium in the off season is because Peter Stalwart, the guy who built it and owned it, had suffered a resurgence of tuberculosis himself and was told that moving to Colorado's cool, dry air, just like you said,
Yeah.
would help. And when he got there, he absolutely fell in love with the area and thought that it would be a great place to build a hotel. So he did.
Okay.
All right.
So he built a retreat.
Yeah, he built a retreat for the rich,
All right.
and whenever it was the off season, it was used as a sanatorium for tuberculosis.
Okay.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so funny story about the hotel though was that the land was originally owned by a German socialite by the name of Heinrich Underfick.
I think I just have the giggles tonight.
I just yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So
I'm being so offensive. I am just laughing at everything. Just go ahead.
all right, so Heinrich had originally owned this land as a hunting preserve. All right. Basically, whenever he came to the United States, he wanted to come here, be able to go hunting whenever he wanted, and do his own thing, right? Well, normally, this would be the kind of situation that is good for small towns because it brings income into the town, right? Well, for this town, Underfick was very unpopular with the locals, and he had eventually got pushed out. And he had to sell the land to Stalwart. And Stalwart originally was going to name the hotel after Underfick. But the locals got together and pulled together a petition to tell Stalwart, hey, we like you. We hate that guy. Why don't you just name the hotel after yourself? So he did. All right.
Probably a good decision.
Probably, because could you imagine going to stay at the Underfick Hotel? All right, so the hotel was very successful under Stalwart's management until 1911. That year, the Stalwart suffered a gas explosion that injured 8 people and killed an unnumbered amount of quote-unquote Negro staff. So basically, they didn't feel the need to count them. I don't know why. Well, I know why,
Yeah,
but
you do
that's
know why.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. You do know
it's
why,
a
but you
stupid reason.
don't agree with it.
Right, exactly. But after that, the Stalwart's profitability started to suffer, and Peter eventually sold it off to an investment group. Okay. The group stopped the medical aspect of the hotel and would just close it in the winter now. So instead of having that little bit where, like, you could go there and try to, vacation off your tuberculosis, you couldn't do that anymore. Okay. And that began the decline of Stalwart's reputation, the hotel's reputation, and eventually it would start to fall into disrepair. And the investment group started to lose money because when you start acting like shithead capitalists with something that normally people like, then that tends to be bad business. What didn't help was the sudden prevalence of reports of ghosts in the hotel. And some guests recalled being woken up by unseen hands in the middle of the night, hearing conversations in the halls when no one's around. The rooms suddenly became very cold at night and other such stuff like that, right?
Come play with us, Danny.
Sorta, kinda, Both of these aspects led to the Stalwart losing a lot of revenue. until 2005. Can you guess why 2005 was such a good year for the stalwart?
Because paranormal investigation started to become a popular thing?
Ghost hunters.
Yep.
Yep. The popularity of
Mr.
paranormal,
Bagels?
not quite. Not yet, anyway.
No,
Zachary
he
Bagels is,
he likes to stick to, the West Coast, a little farther south.
yeah, just a little bit.
He preferred, like, Arizona and Nevada and, California.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes those ghost towns, those mining towns.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Like, Truth of Consequences and all that other. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, the popularity of paranormal investigations started making the stalwart a big deal again. Okay. Which brings us to April 16th of 2016. A man by the name of Hank Cho, a Texas native, decided to check the hotel out and booked a room for the weekend. And he said when he got there, he was impressed with the architecture and the overall vibe of the hotel, but that when he arrived, he started getting a pit in his stomach that wouldn't go away.
Like a peach pit?
Sure. Or a cherry pit, or,
Or some of that leftover tuberculosis.
a pit in the pendulum. Yeah, I know, right? But no, he pretty much just said that, like, just something felt off.
Yeah.
For him, he said that it was like a physical thing where he was just trying to, he just wasn't feeling right. You know how you feel when you know you're going to be sick in a few days?
Yeah, like you feel something
Yeah.
coming on. You don't really feel
Yeah.
bad, but you don't feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how he explained it. But okay, so that night he had dinner and started exploring the hotel, and he was taking pictures of various parts of the building, and as any tourist would do. And soon night came, and he went back to his room to relax for the night, settle down, start getting ready for bed, right? And in the middle of the night, Cho started to get a massive headache and was beginning to feel very nauseated. So he figured, okay, I'm coming down with something. Okay. He hoped that he'd be able to sleep it off, but the next day he still felt nauseated. One of the waitstaff said that he should probably go to the ER, but he felt like, no, this is just a bad case of the flu. I'll be fine. It's nothing really major. It's not like food poisoning or anything. It should be okay. So that night he went to bed early, and he was hoping that he would get over it the next day so that he could enjoy his vacation time, right? And he was suddenly woken up in the middle of the night by someone yanking on his arm. Like he slept with he said that he slept with his, like I do whenever I
yeah.
sleep with my hands, with my arms covering my eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he said that he sleeps like that, and something just yanked his arm down. And he said that he sat up in bed and that the room felt incredibly cold. And he heard in the hallways some people were talking frantically, which made him afraid. He's like, oh my God, what the hell's going
Yeah.
on? Because
Yeah.
it sounded like something big time. So he threw on clothes real quick and ran out into the hall to see. No one. The hall was quiet and there was no one there. So the next morning, Cho woke up and he was still feeling not all that great.
So he, like, just
And
went right back to bed after that?
probably not. He was probably I'm just kind of skipping ahead in time. I'm pretty sure he like
Paraphrasing.
looked around and tried to get himself to go in and calm down and everything. And I'm pretty sure it took him a minute to go back to
Okay,
sleep.
I was gonna say he's just like, "Oh, okay. I'm hearing things.
Yeah,
Go
I
back to
mean,
bed." But
even the
on the
most
other hand, though, if you're not feeling good anyway, it could just be like, "I don't care what I heard. There's no
n-
imminent danger going on, whatever. I feel like crap. I'm going back to bed."
right,
You
there's
know?
that too.
You
But
know?
like my thing is like even the most uh diehard ghost hunter, the most veteran ghost hunter is gonna be a little on edge after a situation like that,
Right, but he wasn't a ghost hunter, right? Like, he was just a
It
tourist
didn't say yeah,
who
it didn't say anything about
who
him being a
was
ghost hunter.
okay, because I'm under the assumption that he was just a tourist who wanted to stay at the hotel, and he knew it was popular for maybe being haunted.
All aren't all ghost hunters anymore tourists?
But he doesn't like he didn't come with equipment, it wasn't
No,
his main
no.
goal to try to find
No, you're
something.
right.
Okay, yeah,
It basically said that he had heard about this hotel, and because ghost hunting was starting to become a big thing, he just went there just to check it out.
okay,
Just to see,
yeah.
just to see
See
what
what
the
the
big
hype is
deal
about.
was. Yeah.
Like somebody going to Gettysburg. Yeah, there's some history, but maybe we'll see a ghost too, and that could be fun.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Alright, so he went back to bed, next morning still feeling bad.
the next morning, Joe woke up and went to go check out. And after packing up his bags and going down to check out and everything, he decided he was going to stop at a CVS or a Walgreens or something on the way out to get some like flu meds and Pepto.
Mhm.
Which
So
personally,
he's still
if
feeling bad after, like, what? This is, like, the 3rd day? The 3rd
yeah,
morning, like, after he
yeah,
originally started feeling bad?
yeah, and I don't know about you, but like for me, whenever I get a flu like this, it's usually like a 24-hour thing.
Well, I don't know. I think that night when I before I went to bed, when I was feeling like, if I got up the next morning okay, so he had dinner. He already had a pit in his stomach. He had dinner. He was feeling bad once he got to bedtime. He's thinking, "Okay, I can sleep it off." He gets up the next morning and he's still not feeling great. I think I would have, either went down to the desk and been like, "Hey, is there any way I can at least get some Pepto or some Tums or something delivered?" Or I would have been like, "Okay, I'm jumping in my car and I'm finding some kind of
Right.
pharmacy type place like Walgreens or something to buy some medicine." I wouldn't have waited until, like, when I was gonna check out because, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy my time on vacation if I'm not feeling good.
Right.
I, like, try to take care of it. I'm
But at the same
surprised that he waited that long.
yeah, no, I am too. But once again, he just thought that it was a flu, so he
Yeah,
didn't
but
want to make a
still,
big deal out of it.
I'd still
But
wanna, like,
still, I agree with you.
pop out and get
If it's been
something.
a couple days, what the
Yeah,
hell's going on,
pop out
you
and get
know?
something and come back, you know?
Right. But let's take a look at this from a metaphysical sense, okay? Um, did I tell you what caused the explosion back in the day?
A gas leak?
A It was a gas explosion that
Right.
happened that killed a whole bunch of people and injured a bunch of people and all that. So who's to say that this guy wasn't feeling
The
some
effects of that.
metaphysical effects?
That yeah.
Because if you really think about it, um, symptoms of hang on, I'm trying to pull up this website. Symptoms of gas, like when you've been
Inhalation?
carbon monoxide poisoning and gas poisoning is like flushed skin, drowsiness, headaches, feeling dizzy, disoriented, shortness of breath, nausea, all those sort of things. So hyperventilation, maybe not seizures, but like he's not there yet. But it's kind of getting to that point, you
So he
know?
had some of the symptoms.
Yeah,
But
he had
again,
some of the symptoms.
going back to what I was pointing out, if he had left the property to go get medicine from somewhere and realized, "Oh, hey, I don't feel like shit anymore when I'm not on the property," maybe it would have, triggered something in his
Yeah,
head,
maybe.
maybe.
But here's the funny thing. I mean, the ending of the story could probably give you a little it could go either way,
Okay, okay,
whether it was a real haunting or if it was not.
okay.
Because he says that he decided to go to CVS or Walgreens or something like that
Yeah,
to get some
somewhere
flu
like that.
meds, Pepto, all that other good stuff. And after checking out and driving off the property, he said that he suddenly didn't feel sick at all. All right. So
Hmm.
he also said that when he got home, he was going over all the photos that he took of the architecture, the hotel and all that,
He
and he noticed in a
oh,
lot of them there were
yeah.
shadows of people who weren't there.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I'm thinking this is either a paranormal situation or it could just be that there was like a carbon monoxide leak or gas leak or something like that. I don't know, because if there wasn't,
Or
then
mold.
or mold. Who's to say? I don't
Yeah.
know, but like I can't help but feel like that in this situation, there's a few different um reasons why it wouldn't be paranormal, but at the same time, there's also a
What
lot of things that kind of say that it was.
but also, what are the symptoms of altitude sickness? Where did he come from? Is he not used to being at that high of an altitude?
That is a good question. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Altitude sickness.
And, like, I don't know what the altitude of this, hotel would be, but I would assume if it's
It's pretty high up.
Colorado, up in the
Yeah.
mountains, it would be at and if he's from somewhere Midwest or Southern,
Ah.
he might not be used to that kinda altitude.
Yeah, very well could be, because the symptoms of altitude sickness are headache, nausea and vomiting, loss of appetite, fatigue, even when you're resting, malaise, or a noticeable just not feeling well kind of feeling,
Here we
just
go.
like I said,
Debunked.
when he got there. Trouble sleeping, dizziness or lightheadedness,
Hallucinations.
and also vision changes.
Ah.
So they said that the vision changes are pretty rare, but yeah, it can happen. So
Debunked.
yeah, there we go.
Debunked.
Well, I'm not saying that that's what
No,
happened,
but
but
it
I'm
could be.
saying that there
There
are,
there are things that it could be.
yeah,
And then I would have to see the photos for myself to determine,
yeah,
what these
exactly.
shadows are.
Yeah. I would love to be able to see those photos, but I couldn't
Yes.
find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure. But anyway, so Miss Pixie, you've heard the story. So do you think that this is real or real?
Hmm. Was there a hedge maze behind this hotel?
No,
Are we sure?
but you're barking up the right tree.
Was there an author in one of the rooms writing a book?
Yes, yes, there was.
Is this actually the Stanley Hotel, which the Overlook Hotel was based on in Stephen King's book, The Shining?
Why, yes, yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with this is not real. This is an E. REEL.
No, this is based on the real Stanley Hotel,
Right,
and
right,
it is a real report from
right.
from someone who stayed at the Stanley.
Yeah.
So, yeah, congratulations.
Well, kinda, like, I figured it out, but I went with, like, this wasn't an actual account. So,
Right, but it
yes and
was.
no, I kinda got it
Yeah.
wrong. But, yeah, like, it as soon as, like, you started talking about a hotel in Colorado, I was like, "Huh, that sounds very much like the Stanley Hotel."
I figured that that would be the dead giveaway.
Yeah, you should have, on
Major
top
hotel
of
in Colorado.
yeah, on
Yep.
top of changing the name, you maybe should have changed the location.
I probably should have, but I didn't. I didn't w I
But
wanted to give, like, a couple little hints here and there, you
but,
know?
like, yeah, I would love to see those photos because
Uh-huh,
I am betting that
uh,
this was a case of
yeah.
altitude
It did
sickness, and
it
he,
was
was
good.
subconsciously persuaded to think that it was paranormal, because, of the rumors,
Yeah,
that it is haunted, and
yeah.
so he was more prone to think that it was a paranormal account.
Right. Well, I mean, I would love to be able to say one way or the other, but once again, we don't have the evidence. You
Right,
know, we
yeah,
we
yeah.
can't see the photos
I would
because
love to
Lord knows where
review.
they are.
I would love
I'd
to
love
review the
to.
evidence.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't have it. So,
And on a side note too, like, have you seen any videos, pictures of, like, the actual Stanley Hotel?
oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
gorgeous.
It
It
is. It
is
is
absolutely
beautiful
gorgeous.
there.
And it's in, like, and it is in, like, a nice secluded area, um, so that would make sense as to why he didn't drive to go get some type of medication.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a short drive, you wouldn't have just been popping out on the corner
Right.
to the
And also,
drugstore.
like, if you're not feeling good,
You're not
you
gonna wanna
don't
go
want to
yeah, you
do
don't wanna go anywhere.
anything.
And
You don't
then
want to go
and back in
anywhere. And,
2005-ish, I don't think that DoorDash and Uber Eats and all of that was as much of a thing back then.
I don't think it was a thing back then,
Yeah,
you
so I
know?
don't think
So
there would have been an option for, like,
yeah, but I'm willing to bet
deliveries.
that he could probably get, like, one of the hotel staff or something to go get him
Well, you would
something,
think, like,
you
in
know?
the gift shop or something, they would have, like, basic necessities like Tylenol, Pepto, things like that.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe they did, and maybe he took some or something and just I don't know. Either
I
way,
don't
all
know.
I know is that he says that the entire time he was there, he felt sick, and as soon as he left the property, not just the mountains, not just Colorado, but, like, the property, he started feeling better, like,
Right,
a
but
lot better.
you do have to go up an incline, a windy incline to get up to the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah,
So I'm wondering if he meant, like, at the bottom, at the base of that property is when he's
it could have
feeling
been.
better, which would
Yeah.
have, been enough to, like, lower the altitude. I don't know how long altitude sickness hangs around, like, does it take
Right.
a even if you go back down to a lower altitude, does it take a while to get over it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And
I mean,
I
to
don't know
it's
the
could be like the
elevation.
bends,
I don't
you
know the
know?
elevation of the Stanley Hotel, like, if it's high enough to cause altitude sickness. Like, for us, it would.
Yeah.
We live in Florida, we're used to being at or below sea level, um,
Mhm.
so it altitude like that would cause issues.
Yeah, for us. I mean, this guy's from Texas, so who's to say, what part of Texas he's from
Oh,
or
that's right, I forgot that he was from
what the
Texas.
altitude is,
Right,
I don't know. But that
yeah,
is a very valid,
yeah.
um,
I'm just
thing.
I was just supposed to be trying to figure out if this was real or fiction, and here I am trying to, like, debunk the paranormal
No, it's
aspect of
fine.
it. I was just like, "No, this
I
is what he had."
I don't mind having those conversations because,
Yeah. No,
you
this
know
is what he
me,
had. But
I
also,
used to be
like, on the other hand, it
yeah?
would be very interesting if it was a, um, paranormal event that caused his illness, his physical illness.
It would be, and see, that was a lot of the comments that I saw was a lot of people saying stuff like, "Oh, you were feeling metaphysical, uh, side effects
Right.
from when this gas leak was happening that caused the explosion." And I was like, "Well, it's an interesting theory.
Well,
It could be,
yeah,
but
it and I mean, and I believe that, like, as far as, it's not, um I forgot what it's called, but it's not empathic. That's for the feelings, but there are people
Mhm.
that do have, like, feel the physical sensations. There are people that are physical psychic mediums where and they don't even realize it, where,
Right.
they'll feel sympathy pains or they'll feel the trauma of a past event. So,
Right.
it could be. It could be that that's what happened.
Well, I mean,
I'm leaning towards
just
altitude sickness, but it
I'm
could be
thinking that
be what happened.
that could be a big one, but once again, I've never been to the Stanley. I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you, you
yeah.
know? I would love to go sometime, but, I don't ghost
Mm,
hunt anymore.
I
So
don't I
that's
don't think I would want to go.
I'd be interested. Probably not to stay,
I don't
but,
put myself
to
in those
visit, that'd be
positions.
nice. Well, yeah.
It's
Alright,
not that
so
it scares me or anything, I don't know. I just choose to not I wouldn't wanna go to Gettysburg. I don't choose to go places that are purported to be haunted because I I don't I don't wanna interact with that.
right.
I don't wanna deal
I
with it.
understand that.
I don't wanna deal with it.
But see,
It
that's
would be
that's
more
one of
of
the
an
things, like
instead of a novelty to me, it would be more of an annoyance to go
yeah.
somewhere and have something happen.
But see, that's another one of the things, like, one of the reasons why I quit ghost hunting was because I felt like after a while, I was like, "Am I really showing respect? I mean, these aren't just
Yeah, I mean, are you
ghosts, they're
helping?
people. Am
Yeah.
I helping? Am I
It's a
doing any
person
good?
without a body.
Or am I just being a tourist?"
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Am I doing this for
what
me or am I
what
doing this for them?
right. Either way, I'm being a hindrance on whoever this is, so,
Right.
let's stop doing that, but, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
But either way, that was a fun one. I don't think I've
yeah.
heard any firsthand accounts of paranormal activity from people at the Stanley Hotel. So, other
Yeah.
than Stephen King saying, that it influenced his writing of The Shining, which we all know that wasn't the only influence. I'm sure there are some alcohol and drugs
I'm
involved in that
pretty
too.
sure there was
But
some, nose candy going on
yeah,
there.
yeah. Powdered donuts.
Sure.
Ate lots of
No,
powdered donuts.
I in when I was retelling the story, I mentioned how ghost hunting was the big draw that made everybody go back, but it was actually him publishing The Shining
Yeah, the
that
book.
made
Yeah,
people start coming back
yeah,
to the Stanley,
yeah.
and yeah, so there's that.
Yeah. Well, I kinda wondered about that too because, 2005 was a little early. I wanna say, Ghost Hunters came on the scene at, the 2008 is when it became a thing.
Mm,
Taps, Ghost Hunters on, the where'd they start? They start on the Travel
all
Channel?
my all my research said that Ghost Hunters, the TV show Ghost
Right,
Hunters
right.
started in 2005
Oh,
on the
really?
Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a couple years later than that, but okay. I
yeah.
know that, Ghost Adventures was after
Oh,
Ghost
Jesus.
Hunters, like a couple 2 to 3 years after Ghost Hunters.
I'm pretty sure Zachary Bagels and his merry band of dumbasses,
Yeah.
they're really good at following trends, so of course they're gonna jump on that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, I mean, it's not anything more than, following the trends today on social media and such,
oh,
If it's a
absolutely.
formula for
As soon
something that
as
works, if
yeah,
it's marketable, baby, do it, you know?
exactly. So,
So,
I mean, and
can't fault
everybody
them in
wants a
that.
piece of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, so
so so
alright, alright, so there you go, listeners. That was the story one of the stories from the Stanley Hotel, someone who stayed there. Did you believe the story to be real, or did you think that it was going to be fiction? Either way, let us know in the comments. Also, if you would like to be a guest on the show, then be sure to send a email to Crojan, CROWJAN .designs at gmail.com, and let us know that you have an awesome story that you want to tell us, or let us know that, you'd like to be one of the people guessing what our story is, and we will be more than happy to have you on the show. And if you like the show and would like to show some support for it, then be sure to run by our merch shop at crojandesigns.com/shops. There you can get all kinds of different Pixie Dusted and Bone Dragon merch. I might just throw up a Real or Real podcast t-shirt up there at some point or another. But yeah, you can also take a look at some of my artwork, some of the other stuff that we do, and you can find Pixie's videos on YouTube, where she likes to build Sims 4 houses. And
Right now the game is broken and it is frustrating me.
Yeah, I know, right? But you can also find my channel where I talk about weird things from history, or, probably going to get a little bit more into the horror aspect of stuff. But yeah, be sure to run by and give us some love as well. So, all right. Thank you all for listening to episode 9 of the Real or Real podcast. And for those of you keeping track, episode 10 is going to be another
speed run.
So yeah, that's going to be a whole lot of fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. And until next time.
Red rum. Oh, no, wait. Keep it real.
There you go. That's better.
Keep it real. Ooh.